The shelter dog had been quiet all week, but when it saw the little girl in the hospital hallway, it froze. Then, it sat down and stared, eyes locked on her like it remembered her from another life. The nurse thought it was a coincidence, until she brought the dog closer and witnessed something no one could explain. Milo was a 3-year-old Labrador Retriever mix. He had been rescued from a flooded neighborhood in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 3 months ago. Found shivering on a rooftop, dehydrated but unharmed, he had no collar, no chip, no family. Since then, he had lived at Bright Path Rescue Center, where staff said he was calm, friendly but never overly excited. A good dog, just quiet. As part of a new therapy program, the center began bringing dogs to local hospitals for brief visits with children. Milo had never shown strong interest in any of them, until that day at St. Catherine's Children's Hospital. In room 214, Emily Rhodes, age 6, had not spoken for 5 weeks. After a car crash that claimed both her parents and left her with a broken leg and trauma, she hadn't smiled, laughed, or even looked anyone in the eye. Her grandmother, Linda, sat beside her every day, reading stories aloud to the silence. That afternoon, the nurses wheeled Milo through the hallway as usual, but as soon as he passed room 214, he stopped. His ears perked. He turned his head. Then he sat down and stared into the room. The nurse holding the leash tugged gently, but Milo wouldn't budge. His eyes stayed fixed on the girl sitting motionless in her hospital bed, her arms wrapped around a faded blanket. "Do you want to try letting him in?" a second nurse asked. Linda looked up and nodded. "Sure, maybe she'll look at him." Milo walked in slowly. He didn't bark or wag his tail. He just stepped up to Emily's bedside and laid his head on the edge of the mattress. Emily didn't move, but her eyes shifted. Slowly, she looked at him. A nurse gasped quietly. Emily's lips parted slightly. Milo made a small whimper. Not sad, but soft, like he recognized her pain. Then he rested his paw gently on the bed. Emily reached out. Slowly, carefully, she placed her hand on his head. It was the first time she had touched anyone other than her grandmother in over a month. Tears streamed down Linda's face. She whispered, "She's responding." For the next hour, Milo sat by the bed. Emily didn't say a word, but she didn't look away either. She stroked his fur gently. When the nurses returned to take him back, Emily's hand gripped his collar. "No," she whispered, her first word in 5 weeks. The shelter staff returned the next day with Milo, and the change in Emily was even more obvious. She asked to feed him. She laughed when he licked her fingers. She even got out of bed. Over the next few days, nurses noticed something unusual. Milo wasn't just bonded to Emily. He knew her. He followed her grandmother around the room. He lay beside the chair where her father used to sit during checkups, before the accident. One day, as Linda brushed Emily's hair, she whispered, "This doesn't make sense. That dog looks just like Toby." Emily turned. "Who's Toby?" Linda opened her purse and pulled out a picture. It showed a puppy Labrador mix, gray muzzle, white chest, patch identical to Milo. "Toby was your dog," Linda said. "You got him on your 3rd birthday. He ran away a year ago during the storm." Emily looked at Milo. He wagged his tail. And that night, for the first time since the crash, Emily slept without nightmares. If you believe in fate, healing, and the unseen bond between dogs and people, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SoulPaw Stories V. More true dog miracles await you.